once they gave me that pain medication, baby, they put it in my IV. When I say your girl was loopy and high as a kite,
when I
was
think
high
about yesterday.
and I felt like giving up. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I really felt like giving up, but I did not want a C-section. This head was stuck in my birth canal, okay? Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Teacher Rozelle. You guys see I have a special guest today. Her name is Rajlin. This is my pumpkin. This is my life. This is my love. Look how cute our fits are. I know it's giving like fall. You see my sis, she's giving nude out, nude headband, nude little cute outfit. I got this outfit from Carter's and I'm giving like purple autumn day. Like this video if we're giving fall vibes, okay? Let me know. Are we cute or no? Are we cute or no, mama? Today she is 4 months and 16 days. She's a Taurus, okay? And today we're going to get into my labor and delivery story. It's been a long time. It's about time I recorded. It's about time I talk about it. Okay, boom, so let's get started. I'm going to link my delivery vlog right up here at the top. If you guys haven't seen that yet, go watch it. It's emotional, it's beautiful, it's all of the above. And let me know what you think. So guys, I was in labor with her for 3 days. Now, granted, this is my first child, so I heard women do all the horror stories talking about labor and how bad labor is and this and that and that. So I ain't gonna lie, like I always been scared of labor and delivery. But while I was pregnant, I read the Birth Without Fear book. I always educated myself. You know, sometimes a hospital can do things that you don't really want to do. So it's important to really find your voice before you give labor. Take that time and invest in learning information, because a lot of times we don't know our rights. We don't know the rights that we have to our bodies. A lot of things that they do in the hospital doesn't have to be done. Do research for yourself and your body and your baby. Yo, I was in labor for 3 days. I went into labor on the 17th, which was my original due date. I had a doctor's appointment. In the beginning, I was initially supposed to have her at the birthing center in Christiana. I'm gonna get to why I didn't have her in the birthing center, and I'm gonna get to why I had to have an emergency transfer to Christiana. Y'all, I'm gonna get into that. So in the beginning, it was the 17th. I was walking up hills. I was going on walks. I was doing squats. I was bouncing on my ball. I was trying to do all the natural things to induce my labor naturally, okay? So I did all that, no baby on the 17th. Granted, on the 17th, now I did use the breast pump to stimulate my nipples, because they said sometimes that can encourage labor. And y'all, when I did that breast pump on the night of the 16th before my doctor's appointment on the 17th, honey, that encouraged labor, okay? I was getting contractions that night, okay? But up until that day, you know, I was getting Braxton Hicks here and there. I never knew what a real contraction felt like. But honey, when they're like strong period cramps, but they come in waves. It's like, you know, one comes subtle, then the next it'll go high, then it come down. You won't feel nothing for a couple of minutes. That is how I can best describe a contraction. So yeah, y'all. So boom, I was getting contractions that night. We were like, call the doctor. I'm like, no, I don't need to. But I called the doctor just to give him a safe sound of mind, because y'all know how men are. And then she was like, okay, well, you know, come in tomorrow to your doctor visit, because I had an appointment the next day anyway. And, you know, we'll discuss it. So, because at first I was like, I don't know if this is like a real contraction. Fast forward to the doctor's visit, and all that night I was having those contractions. It was so hard to sleep. She was like, get rest, sleep. Mind y'all, it's so hard to get rest. Ruben to the left of me snoring his little life away, and I'm up struggling, cannot get any good sleep. Oh, and one thing I forgot, my bloody show came. It was really, really light tinged blood, y'all. It wasn't like, okay, I know this is TMI. It wasn't really, really heavy or dark. Just my bloody show came. It was like a little bit of mucus and like a little bit of blood. Ruben told me to call her because I had started bleeding. That's what happened. He was concerned because I started bleeding. It wasn't heavy bleeding. It was like first day period bleeding, very, very light. So he told me to call. So next day, we're getting ready to go to the doctor. I go to the doctor and I have a contraction, y'all, while I am sitting in the doctor's office. And she's like, oh yeah, that's a contraction. You're having a contraction. They gave me a stress test, which I will insert a clip right here if I still have it. If you don't have the baby on your delivery date or after, they'll give you a stress test just to make sure that you're fine, the baby's fine. They gave me a stress test. That came back good, thank God. And I had a contraction when I was in there. She was like, okay. They checked me. And then I think she was like, I was like 1 centimeter dilated or 2 centimeters dilated. I wasn't dilated at all for me to be having those type of contractions, honey. And y'all, what helped me the most even deal with my contractions, because I'm gonna get into that later, y'all, I did not get an epidural until I was 7 or 8 centimeters after they gave me Pitocin. I did my whole labor naturally. And I'm gonna tell y'all how. Okay, I ain't no superwoman, even though I am, let me toot my own horn. I'm not no superwoman, but I practice breathing, conscious breathing. Like when a contraction came, I would breathe it out literally. And no, it was not comfortable, but I really wanted to have my baby natural, y'all. And the fact that I didn't have her natural really, really messed me up mentally. So fast forward, we leave the doctor's office. We decide to stay at Ruben's mom's house because she lives in Wilmington and we live in Dover, and I was going to have her at the birthing center, or as I thought. So, you know, we stay there. Contractions are still going, getting worse and worse, you know, little by little, but they were still bearable. On the pain level, that whole day, I would say my contractions were about on a pain level of 6. Bearable, I could walk, I could talk, I could eat. No, they were bearable. They were uncomfortable, but they were bearable. Kiara came and see me. Fast forward to that night. So guys, that night, this is where all the fun begins. I'm trying to sleep, having a difficult time sleeping. At that point, my contractions were probably like a 6 or a 7. I had a salad, couldn't eat my salad, didn't have no appetite, couldn't eat. And I was very uncomfortable, irritable, angry, not in the mood. You know, the breathing was still working though. You know, listen to my positive affirmations. You can create a playlist. That's another thing you can do to ease your mind, because y'all, birth is a mental journey, baby. It's a mental journey. So as I was doing that, me and Ruben lays down, and around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, my water breaks. I didn't catch it on camera, and I'm so upset I didn't, but my water breaks. So this is what happens, okay? I'm laying down, having contractions, you know, sitting up every once in a while. But I'm trying to remember if I had like a sensation before my water broke. I don't think I did. Sitting down, and I feel this pop. Once it pops, y'all, all this liquid gushes out. So I hurry up and jump off of Ruben mom's bed, because I'm just like, I do not want to mess her bed up. What is going on? I thought I peed myself at first, but it was a lot of liquid. Y'all, after my water broke, I felt so much better, baby. When I tell you I felt better, I felt so much better, okay? It was like a bowling ball was lifted off of my uterus, y'all. When I say I felt better, it felt so good. This is where the trouble happens. So as I went to the bathroom and I was wiping, this gets really graphic. As I went to the bathroom and I was wiping and I seen like green stuff. Oh my gosh, I hope mamas did not poop in my womb, meconium. I hope she did not poop in my womb, because I'm not going to be able to have the baby at the birthing center, which is really, really, really what I wanted. Come on, mama, you can sit right here. At the birthing center, we came up with the money ahead of time. It was like $7,000. Long story short, we go to the birthing center, because I called her. She was like, come in. If your water has broken, come in. Oh, I skipped the part. I had called her previous to my water breaking. She was like, you know, rest and everything. Call me back when your water breaks. So that's when I called her. She's like, okay, come in. Mind you, it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's raining. It's nasty. It's dreary. I just threw on some pajamas that Ruben mom had. They were high waters, honey. I did not bring any comfortable change of clothes, y'all. All I brought was the clothes I was going to wear at the birthing center. Was not prepared at all, okay? Listen, learn from my mistakes. Be prepared. Bring you a couple of clothes to change in, because you never know what can happen. And the whole time, y'all, in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, I hope and pray that she did not poop in my womb, because if she did, I'm not gonna be able to have her there. You know, I never told Ruben that, or his mom, but that's what I was thinking. So we get there, right? We get there, and she checks it, and she gives us the bad news that mama's pooped in my womb. When I tell y'all, I was so depressed after that. I was so sad. I was so emotional because I wanted to have my baby at the birth center. I don't watch all these water births, heard positive things about water birth, things about having your child at a birth center versus a hospital. I did not want to have my baby at no hospital, to be honest with y'all. I just didn't. But thank God I had my baby at Christiana and not Dover Hospital, where I'm from, because that hospital has too many memories. My mom passed away there, my brother passed away there, my best friend's dad passed away there. It's just so many bad memories at that hospital. I'm just so thankful I did not have her at the Dover Hospital. Notice that, you know, you guys have to be transferred to Kent. I'm into Christiana. I'll come with you. What's wrong, Tanky? Okay, Mama's was hungry. Come to Christiana with you. I'll make sure you have a smooth transfer. And she was a really, really nice midwife. So we went to Christiana. I was so sad. I was depressed. I wanted to cry. I wanted to scream. I wanted to yell because I just wasn't having my way. Everything happens for a reason. So we get to Christiana. The nurses are nice. They check me in. Everything's good. It's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, the day progresses. As the day progresses, my contractions are getting worse, but they're not really getting that bad. And y'all, they checked me about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. And I will highly recommend, do not let them check you that many times. But they were checking me because, you know, Mama's just was not progressing. She was not progressing. It was like a whole day had went by, and I had maybe dilated like 2 or 3 centimeters. Y'all, it was rough. But to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I honestly think she was not digressing because of my mental state. I was kind of fearful of having babies, of having my baby in the hospital because all the horror stories I heard. So my advice would be, do not watch a lot of stories about people having bad experience at the hospital because you never know, you may have to have your baby there. And I have watched videos about, you know, people wanting to have their baby at home or at the birthing center and something happened and they had to have their baby at the hospital. And I never thought that would have been me. But come to find out, you know, that was just my reality at the time. So just fill yourself up with positive hospital births and water births, or, you know, however you plan to have your child. Just do that, because that's one thing I didn't do. I didn't watch a lot of positive hospital births. I had a very positive hospital birth story. I was not dilating and everything of that nature. So on the second day I was there, you know, they're kind of like, okay, come on, we got to get her out. Ruben didn't tell me then, but he told me after. He was kind of scared because, you know, I had pooped in the womb. And they said if the baby swallowed some of the meconium, they would have to do like a immediate procedure. So y'all, when I had the baby, it was so many people in the room. It was just a mess. It was crazy. So I wasn't progressing, wasn't dilating. Long story short, the 3rd day, they gave me Pitocin, y'all. They gave me Pitocin. And when I tell y'all that Pitocin was not no joke, it took about an hour or 2 to kick in. So they gave me the Pitocin when I was like 6 or 7 centimeters. Yeah, I was between 6 or 7 centimeters when they gave me the Pitocin. Once again, doing my research, I heard so many negative stories about Pitocin, okay? So your girl was scared. I ain't gonna lie. I was scared. So after they gave me the Pitocin, it took about an hour or 2 to kick in. Y'all, when those contractions kicked in from that Pitocin, baby, let me tell you, Jesus, I was calling on Jesus. I was trying not to act out of character because Ruben's mom was there. Kiera had went to work at this time. Kiera had came too, but she had went to work. Y'all, when I tell you I was trying not to act out of character, because of the contractions, and the contractions were hurting so bad. And it's like with Pitocin, they're like not natural contractions. So it's kind of like, you know, my contractions before the Pitocin, I could handle with my breathing. They were very hard still. I was still going through it. I was still like, what the H-E-L-L, all of this for a baby. That's how I was feeling. But I was still, hi, Mama. Hi, Mama. How's that milky milk? How's that milky milk? But I was still getting through them with my breathing and my meditation and my praying, okay? But after that Pitocin, y'all, like my pain went from like a 6 or 7 to like a 12. Skip the 10, it went to like a 20. And it was so quick. Oh no, I'm skipping a part. I'm sorry, I'm skipping a part. So after they gave me the Pitocin, I got pain medication. okay, because it was hurting so bad. I'm like, maybe I can deal with this pain, because you know, Pitocin, they give it to you in dosage. It's not just a one-time thing. They give it to you in separate dosage. I think around like the second or third, what are you doing? I think around like the second or third dosage, that's when I was like, okay, I need something. So I didn't want to jump straight into the epidural. I spoke to the doctors about that because I was still trying to have my baby natural, y'all. They gave me some pain medicine. And I don't know what they gave me, baby. But once they gave me that pain medication, baby, they put it in my IV. When I say your girl was loopy and high as a kite, I was high as a kite. It was like drunk and weed high mixed in one, baby. And I got the best sleep. I woke up, remember seeing the room, which I was just so drowsy and knocked out, y'all. It took all my pain away at the moment. So once they started giving me more Pitocin, I asked for another dose of that. But once they gave me the second dose of that medicine, it did not make me feel the same way as the first dose did, y'all. It was not controlling my pain as it did the first time. So now my contractions are getting really worse. They're getting worse. So I'm bamming the wall, I'm hitting stuff, I'm trying to do something to take this pain away, okay? Ruben's getting on my nerves at this point. Ruben's mom was being calm and patient. I'm so thankful for her. Thank you so much, my mother-in-law, if you're watching this. I love you so much. You really was there by my side. And Kiara. Kiara was there by my side as well. I love you guys so much. Without you guys, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. At this point, they've been giving me Pitocin for a couple of hours, like 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, and the contractions are contracting, baby. It was giving the end of my life. I don't know if I can breathe or make it to see the next minute. That's what it was giving. It was very, very hard. So I broke down and got the epidural. And I got the epidural because I was asking it. I'm like, can you get it now? Give it to me now. Give it to me now. One of those situations, y'all, because I was really feeling like death. And I don't mean to scare nobody. People need to be more real and raw. When they gave me that Pitocin, it was just hard. So if you can avoid getting that, you know, let that be the last option that you do. Okay, baby? When it comes, it comes, and it does not come to play with anyone. Okay? So, okay, I got the Pitocin, pressed the epidural. They didn't bring it right then and there, y'all. No, it took about an hour or two. So once they came, I sat on the bed, Ruben held me, because you know you got to be really, really still. And my advice for the epidural is if you get a contraction, just breathe through it. You know, squeeze somebody's hand, do something, because you cannot move or it can really mess you up. Got the epidural, y'all, and immediately 20-30 minutes later, I felt good. I felt so much better. Really wasn't feeling no contractions. I still had feeling in my left leg. My right one I couldn't feel, but my left leg I could still feel. I told them that I didn't want to get the most highest dosage of epidural because I still wanted to feel when it pushed my baby out, okay? And I done heard horror stories about epidurals, y'all. Uh-oh, are we out of milk? Are we out of milk, mamas? Okay, once they gave me the epidural, like I said, I didn't want the highest dosage because, you know, I wanted to be able to still feel everything. It's not to a certain degree. Long story short, during my epidural, I was able to change positions in the bed, y'all. I was able to push on my side, on my knees, because I had, you know, educated myself. And just know, pushing on your back is one of the hardest ways to get your baby out because you're working against gravity. Try pushing on your side, on your knees, because you're working with gravity. And when you open your legs up from the side, it opens up like your femur. It opens up the hips and the birth canal easier. And the same thing with pushing on your knees. So I was doing that a couple of times. You know, I might have the clip still in my phone. I might insert it right here. I was pushing on my knees. I was pushing on the side. I was able to move, and I was able to move my legs still. Now, granted, they were hard. And it was heavy. The nurses had to help me move, like my legs, and Ruben had to help me move. But the nurse was like, oh my God, I never seen someone that has had an epidural still able to move their body like you have. Because I was determined to not have my baby on my back. Okay, I was determined. And I'm so stubborn like my mom. Like when I'm determined to do something, baby, it's when it gets done. Hi, ting, 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 ting. Hi, ting, 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 ting. She did not come. She was not coming. She was moving slowly but surely, but she wasn't coming fast enough. I pushed about 2 to 3 hours. Now, matter of fact, it might have been 4 or 5 hours because I had her like 7 in the morning. I started pushing at like 12. So I pushed for like 4 or 5 hours. I'm sorry. She was not coming fast enough. Now, granted, if you guys think about it, I was in labor for 3 days. You know, like once you go to the hospital, you're not able to eat. So I didn't eat for like 2.5 days. I was hungry. I didn't have no energy. And I felt like giving up. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I really felt like giving up, but I did not want a C-section. I'm like, Tisha, you already didn't have your baby at the birthing center. You're really Christian in the hospital. Everybody's nice, everybody's cool, but we do not want no C-section because I just didn't want that, y'all. I was already depressed because I didn't get my birth the way I wanted it. So I'm like, okay, no C-section. So then I'm pushing. They have other nurses coming in there trying to help me push. They had me pull the towel, you know, to help push. And they had me doing all these extra things, y'all. And she still wasn't coming out. Oh, another note that I forgot. They had to go up in my vajayjay after they gave me the epidural and push her head or something because I guess she was stuck in my canal. Y'all, mamas, this head was stuck in my birth canal, okay? So they had to go in there and push her head up like with their fingers and move it. When I say that hurt on a scale of 1 to 10, that hurt about 7. And they did that after I had the birth canal. I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a little minute, so I'm just remembering things, but that happened as well. Now, my birth story is not going to be like yours. Everybody's different. But I'm just really trying to remember all the events to let you guys know what could happen, how my birth story did not turn out how I thought. But it still turned out beautiful. We're here. She's beautiful. She's healthy and everything. The doctor said, well, how about us using forceps? Now, forceps is something that they put on the baby's head that can help you push because, y'all, it was just so hard. And, like, when you're pushing, you push like you poo and not like you pee. So, in my mind already, I'm trying to figure out, why am I pushing like I'm pooing and she's coming out my vajayjay? Crazy, okay? Crazy. So, no, we can get this baby out. Tell her we're not using no forceps. But at this point, I have been in labor for 3 days and my baby's not here, okay? She was born the 20th. She was due on the 17th, okay? So I was in labor since the 17th, y'all. Really, the 16th night, I went into labor on into the 17th. So, you know. I'm like, okay. Something was like, Tisha, just tell her, okay, we can do the forceps. I tell her yes. Y'all, when they used the forceps, they clamped it on. She was like, I need you to give me one big, hi, Tinky. Hi, Tinky. She said, I need you to give me one big push. And with this push, give it all you got, okay? I was like, you know, I said a little prayer. I'm like, God, please help me get this baby out. I want this baby out. I want this baby out. I wanted you out, mamas. So I give one last big push. No, it was like two or three big pushes, right? And the first time I pushed, it was good because the baby head was halfway out, right? So, you know, normally it's not one big push and the baby come out. It's 2 or 3 pushes, okay? And the ring of fire, y'all, that ring of fire was ring of firing, okay? It was ring of firing because I'm gonna tell y'all, remember, I only got about 2 doses of the epidural, okay? Because the nurse was like, you know, if you want more pressure, I was like, no, I still want to be able to feel. So I didn't get the majority or the mass amount of epidural because I just didn't want my birth experience to be that way. If you need a baby, take it. Take whatever you need. Ring of fire, y'all, when the baby head was stuck right in the middle, I promise you that was one of the worst moments of my whole 3 days of labor. Because it's like, it's something huge coming out of you and you have to wait and wait for another contraction. Like the whole time her head was halfway out of me, y'all, I was sitting here trying to think of anything else but not what's going on. I really tried to take my mind, oh, mind anywhere else except what was going on at the moment, okay? Because it just hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. But like, once I did another push, y'all, she was coming out. Like, it was like 2 pushes for me after they used the forceps. The one push brought her head out, and then, like, you know, once her head was halfway out, they took the forceps off. So it was, the forceps might have been on her head for about, you know, a couple of minutes. It wasn't even that long. The tip that I forgot, I was never 10 centimeters dilated, y'all. I was only 9. So I pushed her out at 9 centimeters dilated. You know, I don't know if it's because I was taking too long in the hospital. They didn't want to wait on me. But I was only 9 centimeters dilated when I pushed her out. You know, and that's another thing that can happen at the hospital. They can rush your birthing process because they have so many other mothers to birth. Because it was another woman in labor when I was. So it was one lady doctor, y'all. She looked so tired. I know she was so tired. She was a nice lady, but she looked so tired. So she was going back and forth between me and her. Me, that, y'all. It was such a beautiful experience. I can't even fathom to put it in words what I felt when she finally came out, y'all. In words what I felt when she came out. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't explain it. It was like a moment that felt so unreal. It was like, oh my God, this is the best thing that has ever happened to me, and this is the best thing that will ever happen to me, y'all. It's hard to explain. If you're pregnant with your first child, or you know, not even pregnant yet, listening to this, when you have a baby, come back to this video and comment, okay? Come back to this video and tell me I am not wrong. When you have a baby, it's just such a beautiful, remarkable experience. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful, y'all. Have your child, nothing else matters. It's so beautiful. I'm just sitting here reminiscing. All I could do is cry, like making all these sounds of just joy and happiness. My mom not being there when I gave birth to her, that was very emotional, because I'm like, I really would love my mom to be there. Because if you don't know, I'm the only girl and I don't have any biological sisters, and my mom passed away 2 years ago. So you know, just me not having my mom there was very emotional. But like I said, I thank God for Ruben's mom, because she is like a second mom to me, and I appreciate her so much. I thank God for Ruben being there. I thank God for Kiara being there, because I had a great support team, and I would not have been able to do it without you guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. Having that baby, y'all, it was the best thing that has happened to me in a very, very, very long time. After you have the baby, you know, the placenta has to come out. So when the placenta came out, it didn't really hurt me. Like, it really didn't hurt me. And maybe it didn't hurt me that much because all of the adrenaline and emotions going on. Because, you know, I didn't really feel it. Of course, you know, like they tell you to push and everything like that. And I did. But it really didn't hurt, the placenta. Now, guys, when they stitched me up, I did have like a little minor tear. I think she said I had a little minor tear, and she had to put like 1 or 2 stitches in me. When they stitched me up, y'all, that I felt. Like, I felt the needle going through me. That's how you know my epidural was not strong at all, because I felt her stitching me up. It's not like, you know, women be like, oh, I didn't feel the stitching. Baby girl, I felt the stitching. Okay, I felt her stitching me up. That was that. So I requested that they do delayed cord clamping, because I wanted the placenta to stop pulsating. Once you have the baby, the placenta is still giving the baby the nutrients. Now, once the placenta stops pulsating, that's when all the nutrients and all the good stuff is out. So I requested that. It said that they lied, that the placenta was still pulsating before they cut it, but that's fine. You know, Ruben cut the cord. I had pictures of that, because guys, I wasn't supposed to record, but thank God my mom still got my video, and I can show Rosalind that she was born. But you're not supposed to record in the hospital, but you can sneak and do it anyway. You know, just do it on a sneak tip. You didn't hear that here. Y'all, so that was that. And one good thing about being in the hospital, though, was like they give you so much help. Like at the birth center, I would have had to go home the same day I had her, and that would have been difficult. So like I said, everything happens for a reason. God knew I needed to have my first baby at the hospital. Of course, I want to strive to have, oh, she just threw up. She just threw up. Of course, I want to have my, y'all just washed these pants because she threw up on them yesterday. I'm trying to be cute. Mom life. Quick intermission break. They would come back and push on your stomach to get the blood out. Now, when they did that, it was very uncomfortable. But y'all, compared to what you just went through, mamas, the pain is not comparable. So it, you know, when they push on your stomach, it hurts, but it doesn't hurt compared to what you just went through. I was so tired. I slept majority of that day. Doctors were in and out. You know, they gotta come and check the baby, make sure she's fine. I had to take my baby 1 or 2 times on my way to do like testing on her and things of that nature. And also her tongue had to be clipped. Because y'all, she was not latching onto my boobs. Like, she was fighting from the very beginning on breastfeeding. She liked the boob, she did not want the boob, she wanted the bottle. So I ended up, you know, like pumping colostrum there. I used their pump, and I pumped colostrum, then I gave it to her in the bottle. Granted, I was feeding her sometimes with my boob, but it was very, very, very unlikely that she was going to take my boob. She did it a couple of times. My birth story. Sorry if I forgot some parts. I know it was kind of a little bit everywhere, but I still wanted to record this video. I hope you enjoyed the live footage that I was able to insert in this video. If you love mommy content, subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be recording so much more baby content with my little mini-me for our family, y'all. To all the expecting mommies, I am praying that you have a safe, healthy delivery, and just know everything that you go through is going to be worth it. Oh, child. Just know that everything that you go through for your baby is going to be worth it. Just know everything is going to be okay. It's going to work out fine. And everything that you go through is going to be worth it, because you're going to come out with a little mini me, and it's going to just feel so unreal. I love y'all. Be blessed. Remember, I love you, but God loves you more. Say bye, Raj. Say bye, Raj.